Hi students. In previous class, we have discussed about what is Django, and we have discussed about the features also. So let me recap. Then we'll move to the next options. Like today, we are going to discuss about what is the design pattern, then what is MVC, what is MVT. So all these we are going to discuss. So when we are working with Django, or when we work with this Django, it is a framework used for developing websites. So whenever you want to develop dynamic websites, whenever you want to create dynamic pages, then we can use a Django framework. But here many frameworks are there, like Django, Flask, Bottle, Pyramid, Web2, Pylons, Turbo Gears, like many frameworks are there. But here we can use Django for developing websites. So Django framework is completely developed in Python. So it has Python files, or it has Python modules are there. And you to learn Django, you need to know basics of Python. So without having knowledge about Python, you cannot learn Django. And also in Django, we are going to use UI technologies, like web technologies, like HTML, JavaScript, CSS, jQuery, Bootstrap, then Angular, then React.js. Like all these we can use. It depends on the requirement. But in every example, we are going to use HTML, CSS, Bootstrap. So all these we are going to use. Okay. So if you are having the knowledge, so here if you are having knowledge about Python, then you can learn the other things here. So like if you have idea about like HTML, little bit of HTML, then you can here I will be teaching HTML 5 tags, then CSS, then we are going to discuss about Bootstrap. All these we are going to discuss. So those are not having like good knowledge about UI technologies, web technologies, I will send you the material, and based on that you can work. Okay. So as I said, like this course duration is like 45 or 50 sessions I'll take. 45 or 50 sessions I'm going to take, and every day I will send you the notes and the material, notes and the videos, recorded videos I'll send. So here you can see on the screen here, whatever material is there, notes is there, I'm going to send it to your I'm going to send it to your mail IDs. So chapters wise, like examples wise, here you can see the files here. So with these files, you can practice the programs easily. You can practice. Okay. So in Django, we are going to discuss about like a REST API, Django REST API examples. We'll see one or two examples, and here project is also there. So we are going to discuss about Django project. It will be like 1 week or 10 days. Then I will write the code. Then I will do integration of the pages. Like whatever concepts you learn, then all the concepts we are going to implement in the project. Okay. So here what we are going to discuss is, here I'll tell you the chapters here. So first we'll focus on yeah, project also is there. So here first, we'll focus on the introduction part, then working with virtual environment, creating a Django project, then applications, websites. Then we'll see how to work with creating functions in the view, and then we'll discuss about application level URLs, creating multiple applications in the project, then using CSS, then using Bootstrap, and then after that we are going to discuss about models, then forms, then model forms, and then we'll discuss about advanced template features. So here you'll be learning about template tags. Okay, then you will learn about Jinja 2 of template tags. Like template tag coding is there. Template tag code that is called Jinja 2. Like template tag version, Jinja 2 is that you are going to learn, and then advanced model features. Then we are going to discuss about function-based views, class-based views, and then we'll discuss about security and session management, state management we are going to discuss, and then we'll discuss about middleware services, object relational mapping, web hosting. We'll discuss about web hosting also. Like whatever website we develop, we'll discuss about how to host that website in internet, because in internet server their Linux server is used, Linux OS is used. So here we'll see how to take our website to host in Linux server, publish in a Linux server. For that we'll use a Git, like version control system is there, and using a GitHub will work with Git. So whenever we want to store our code in internet, then we can use GitHub. So Git is version control system used to maintain multiple versions of the project, versions of our project. Then after that we'll take that code from Git or GitHub to pythonanywhere.com. So their hosting is done. Okay, so all these we are going to discuss. So to complete all these concepts, then it will take 45 or 50 sessions I'm saying. Okay, then after that we'll discuss about the project. And here when we are working with this Django, so as I said, Django is a framework completely developed in Python. And here when we are working with this Django here, so we'll be working with UI technologies. So UI technologies nodes also I will send. So here you can see UI technologies nodes is there. My class notes is there. So for practice I can send all these notes to your mail ID, so that you can learn in depth. So that you can learn all the concepts here, like HTML, JavaScript, then CSS, then Bootstrap, then all these are there. So to know the latest version of Django, so here I'm using djangoproject.com. So this is the official site. djangoproject.com is there, and here when I click on download, then it will show the latest version of Django. So that is 3.0.8. So this is the latest version. So whatever examples we'll discuss, all the examples we are going to discuss in latest version of Django. I will not use old versions of Django or Python, or I will not use old versions of databases. Okay, so when you work with the latest versions, even in future when you get like another version, so you can update or upgrade easily. So if you are learning old version of Django, then upgrading is difficult. So in this website you can download the software, you can download the documentation, all these we can do it. So here we'll discuss some basics now, like what I've told in a previous class. So yesterday I didn't take class due to some technical issues, or with the link issues are there. That's why yesterday I didn't take class, and only one class is over. So whatever I've told in that previous class, I'm just repeating the things. Then after that we'll discuss about what is design pattern, what is MVC, what is MVT. All these we are going to discuss. So I am just repeating few things now. So here when we are working with this Django, in previous session, I have told about like a client system, server system, and we have discussed about static pages, dynamic pages. All these we have discussed. Okay, so like when you are working with websites, a client system will have a browser, and the server system will have a web server will be there, web server. So when we say browser, browser is an application. And when we say web server is a software or an application used to store and to run the websites. So in real time, when any website is working, or when you are opening any website in the browser, then it is working with it works with the web server. Okay, so different web servers are available for Java websites, Tomcat web server; for .NET websites, IIS web server, Internet Information Services; and for PHP websites, Apache server. Even for Django, web server is there. Web server is there that we are going to use while working with the examples. Like when you are learning Django, when you are practicing Django, then here we are using web server. Okay, so without web server, here we cannot execute the websites while learning, while practicing. Also, we have to do. So here we can see two types of pages here, like static pages and dynamic pages. So when we say about static
Hello,
pages,
sir. Hello, sir.
yeah, madam,
Hello, sir.
yeah, please, please.
The Django requires HTML, CSS also, na, sir?
Yes. We are going to discuss that, and
Okay, sir.
yeah. So we are going to discuss about HTML, CSS, Bootstrap. So I will tell why we are using it, then how to use. All will discuss. Without UI technologies, we cannot develop websites. It is not possible. Okay. So here I'm telling about static pages and dynamic pages here. So when we say static pages, HTML pages are called as static pages. Okay. So static pages, HTML pages means they are controlled or managed by the browser. Browser can handle the pages, so that we can move from one page to another page in the website. And whenever you want to display the same information to all the users accessing the website, then HTML pages are used, like news, advertisements, images, common content to all the users. Then HTML is used. Okay, so here HTML pages are home page or index page, then about us page, contact us page, sitemap, information about the site. All these comes under HTML pages. Other pages also we can create. And here, along with HTML is client side. So HTML works in browser. So along with HTML, we can use other client side technologies. Other client side technologies we can use, like we can use a JavaScript, CSS, then jQuery, Bootstrap, DOM, then Angular, React.js. So all these we can use it. Okay, all these are client side, works in browser. Okay, runs in a browser. And here dynamic pages are also there. So dynamic pages are controlled or managed by the web server in the server system. Web server in the server system. Okay, so while working with these dynamic pages, okay, why we should go with dynamic pages is, like, from user to user the information will change. Dynamic pages will not show same information to all the users. So from user to user the information will change. And here, while working with these dynamic pages, to create dynamic pages or to create dynamic websites, we have to use server side technologies. Server side technologies or server side code we should use. Server side technologies, or when we say code, then here we'll say like PHP, then JSP, then servlets, okay, ASP.NET, ASP.NET MVC, then Django, Ruby on Rails, and Node.js. All these are server side. Okay, so to create dynamic pages, then here we are using this server side code we are using here. Okay, so here in Django we are going to use template tags. Template tags we are going to use, like we'll call it as a template tag code, Jinja 2 code we are going to use. So that will works as a server side code or server side script will say. That is that we are going to use here. So in Django, here you are going to learn many new things. So when you are learning Python, you will learn only Python language. Okay, but here you will have chance to learn many things here. So along with Django, you will learn how to work with HTML, JavaScript, CSS, jQuery, Bootstrap. You will learn all these, and also you will learn template tags and the template tag code, that is Jinja 2 is there, that you are going to learn all these things. Okay, in previous class also I have told the difference between HTML and HTML pages and dynamic pages. Okay, so some of you may be having doubt, if HTML pages are already there, then why we should go with dynamic pages. So the advantage with dynamic pages is whatever values that we give in website or whatever values we give in the web pages, then they are safe, they are secured. Like with this server side with the dynamic pages, whatever values we give in the web pages or whatever values we give in the website, it is stored in the server. If it is stored in the server, it is safe. Okay, and you can store any amount of data, and accessing the data is fast, execution is fast. Okay, but when you are working with HTML pages, all these when you work with HTML pages, you can store limited data, and the data is stored in a browser or else in client system. If it is stored in browser or client system, it is not safe. Okay, whenever you are storing confidential data or sensitive data, then we cannot go with client side. Okay, we cannot go with HTML pages. Okay, because whenever you store passwords or account number, credit card number, PIN number, account number, all this, then it is better, it is safe to store the data in the server, like dynamic pages. Okay, and with client side pages, HTML pages, execution is also slow. Okay, so here what I said is, with HTML pages, like here you can store limited data, then data is not secured and execution is slow. But with dynamic pages, whatever data we store, like you can store any amount of large amount of data, data is safe, and also accessing the data is fast. All these are there. And one more thing with the dynamic pages is, you can integrate the web pages with the database. If you want to integrate the web pages with MySQL, SQL Server, Oracle, or any other database, then by using this dynamic pages, we'll do it. So in our classes, we'll see how to integrate with the database, then performing all the operations like adding, viewing, editing, deleting records. Then all these we are going to discuss in our classes. Okay, so here when we are working with Django, let us say here in my laptop, I will be explaining and I will be giving examples using Django. So in my system, Python is there, Python software is there, Python language is there. So we have to use Python, and then we have to install Django. So when I install Django, then web server is also installed. So web server also will work with the Django, web server works, and then browser is also there. So my laptop will works as 3-in-1 here. So 3-in-1 means it works as a development server, it works as a production server, and it will works as a client. Okay, because development server means I'm going to develop websites. Okay, and I'm going to run websites like a production server. Okay, so because it will run with web server. Whenever I want to run websites, web server is used, and to open websites, browser is there. So my laptop, my system works as 3-in-1, like 1-in-1, developing the websites, running the websites using web server, and again opening the websites in the browser. So all these we can do here. All these we are going to do here. Okay. So here coming to this Django. So when you are working with this Django here you can see on the screen here, you can see backend web development framework. Okay, so backend web development framework means here while developing websites, we can say front end and back end. Okay, so front end and back end means with websites. See, when I say front end and back end, like students may have doubt. Front end means application, back end means database. That we used to say with the projects. Okay, but with websites it is different. Websites front end means like client side scripting languages or client side technologies. Front end means works in browser. Backend means works in a web server. Okay, so here client side technologies are front end, server side technologies are back end. Okay, so here Django is a free software. It is open source. Like we can open the files of Django and we can see what code is given. Like all these we can do it. And not only seeing, we can customize the code according to our requirement. Like if the Python files or Python modules, if they are not according to our requirement, then we can customize, we can do changes and we can use it. And Django is completely in Python only. It has Python files or modules. So here it is maintained by Django Software Foundation. Like this is the community. So this community is maintaining this Django software. Okay, so this Django Software Foundation, we can say non-commercial or non-profitable organization, or we can say open source community. Okay, so here we can see here the design pattern is there here. So today we are going to discuss this about a design pattern. We'll discuss. Okay, still a lot of time is there. So we'll discuss about design pattern, MVC, then MVT, all these we'll discuss. And here when you are working with Django, like top 10 websites are in Django only, like Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, Washington Post, Bitbucket, Dropbox, Eventbrite, all these are in Django only. And here top like 25 sites are in Python and Django here combination. And here you can see YouTube, Dropbox, Google, Quora, Instagram, Spotify, Reddit, Yahoo Maps, Himman, Pinterest, Onion, Discuss, Washington Post, NASA, Bitbucket, Reddit gives a Prezi, Pitchfork, all these are there. All these are with Python and Django. Okay, so here when we see the history of Django here, like it is in 2003, it is introduced as an internal project for Lawrence Underworld News Publishers. For news publishers, it is introduced here. It is introduced for web development, like for news portal, news related site. So they are giving clear documentation, because in news publishers, like many people will be working for documentation. And original edition of Django, like first version or original edition of Django developed by two people, like Andrian Holovoti and Simon Willison. So these two people developed the original version of Django, and it is introduced in 2005 July 21st. It is released. So why they kept this name Django or Django is Andrian Holovoti and Simon Willison. They are the fans of this famous guitarist. So the guitarist name is Django or Django. So that's why like these two people are the fans of this guitarist. They have named they named it like this. Okay. So here when we say why this name means like they are going to give the names like this. Like many of you know like why they kept name Python. So Python word that is taken from one comedy show which is used to telecast in BBC channel many years back. So from that comedy show they took this name Python, and they've kept it. Okay. So here we are going to discuss about features. See here I'm just repeating the previous things because 2-3 days gap is there. That's why I'm telling all these things here, because I took class like Friday I took the class. Now I'm taking. That's why I'm repeating all this. And again we'll discuss about design patterns. All these we are going to discuss in today's session. So here many server-side technologies are there for creating dynamic web pages, for creating dynamic websites. Many web pages, many server-side technologies are available. But why we should choose Django? Like why we should go with Django is here many features are there. Here you can see like a Django, in Django framework, website development is fast. We can develop any website easily because here 95% of the work is already done. Okay, like thousands of modules, hundreds of modules are already developed, and 5% we should give from our side for customizing the code. Then 5% we should do it. Okay, but in other server side technologies, 95% plus 5% we should do it. Okay, so we have to write lot of code. We have to do from the scratch, from the beginning, like a lot of many statements we have to write. All these will be there. So it is a burden for the programmer. Okay, but in Django, everything is ready here. So we can make use of them and we can write the code. And here you can see Django is fully loaded with all the features: authentication, security, session management, administration, like all these are there. Like when we create Django project, 6 applications are loaded. 6 applications means websites. So they deals with various things like authentication, security, state management, session management, administration, all these. Okay, no need to worry about implementing all this because 6 websites or applications are loaded in the project. Okay, and next one is security is there. So in Django we can implement all types of all sorts of securities here, like SQL injection attack, then cross-site request forgery, then cross-site scripting, then all these are there. Okay, so to implement security, like here as I said, like if you want to implement capture, or else if you want to work with if you want to stop like automated programs, like a robot will be there. A robot means automated programs will run, and they will fill the form and they will submit it to the server. Like in many websites we'll see this, like it will ask, do you are you robot? Okay, like it will ask like whether user is entering the values or automated program is running and filling the details. Okay, so in Django we can identify that whether user is entering the details or automated program is entering the details, giving the details. Okay, so we can stop that. Like when automated program is executed, what will happen is like it will create heavy network traffic is generated, then it may crash your application, then malware or virus is affected, like many issues will be there. Like some people wantedly they will do it. Okay, so we can stop that. Okay, and here we can work with image recognition. In many sites we'll see identifying the images with railway track or crosswalk, or identifying the images with the signals, and identifying the images like with other contents, or putting the image in proper direction. All these we can implement in Django. You will see the examples also. And here with the Django, scalability is there. Scalability means performance. Like any number of users can send requests, and it can give the response to the servers, to the users easily. Okay, so here it will meet the heavy traffic requirements. Okay, so here we don't have limitation here, like only 100 users should work or 1000 users should work. Any number of users can work with a Django project. See, when you see banking applications, online reservations applications, or Tatkal reservations, we'll see that issue because they are in Java or else in other softwares. But if the website is in Django, you will not see all these issues. Okay, and using Django, you can develop versatile applications. Like any type of application you can develop using Django, like content management, social networking, scientific computing applications, like highly secured applications for ISRO, NASA, government applications, any type of application website. Like if you want to develop social networking site, e-commerce website, job portals, anything, it is possible with Django. So all these features, whatever I've told now, all these features you can see in a Django site here. In a Django site, you can see this. So whatever features I've told now here, you can see ridiculously fast and fully loaded and reassuringly secure, and scalability is there, and also versatile. All these are there. Okay, so here I've just repeated all these things. Like if you want to know more about the basics, you please watch the previous demo. So this is a second demo. Today is a second demo. Like in first demo, all these I've told. So if you want to know very clearly, then you please talk to online team. They will send you the link, YouTube link. Otherwise, in YouTube, you can type like Django demo by Wilson from Durgasoft. Okay, Django demo by Wilson from Durgasoft. Then it will show. But if you want to see the first demo of these sessions, so please speak to online team. They will send you the link, YouTube link they'll send. So then you can watch and you will have clarity, like what I said before. But for new students, I've repeated all this. So now we'll move to next year. So here we'll discuss about design patterns. All these we are going to discuss now. So when we are working with the design patterns here. So here when we work with design pattern, okay, like many design patterns are there. Like GOF is there, Gang of Four, and MVC, MVT, MVBM, then WCF, like many are there. All design patterns are available. Like when you are learning the courses, like when you learn Python or any other languages, then faculty may not tell about design pattern. Okay, in some other courses you may not learn about design pattern. Okay, so like those who know Java. So in Java, like core Java is there, advanced Java is there. After advanced Java, students will learn Spring, Hibernate, web services, all these. So then the faculty will teach about design patterns. Okay, so even in .NET also, when students learn ASP.NET MVC, then about design patterns, all this is discussed. And if you learn PHP or Ruby on Rails, MVC design pattern is used. Okay, so for developing the projects, if you are developing any application like desktop application or web application, or means website, and next if you are developing scientific application, networking application, so here without the design patterns you can develop the websites. Okay, without design patterns, websites can be developed. Like for example, let us say you are learning one particular course. Okay, so when you learn that particular course, faculty will explain the concepts and faculty will give you the notes or material. Okay, so based on that notes and the knowledge what you have, you are going to implement, you will do the project. Okay, so that project will be given to the client, and the client is going to use the project. That project will run successfully. Okay, so what you are doing there, you are following your own pattern, you are following your own style of doing the project. Okay, so when you follow your own style or your own pattern while doing the project, it is working, client is using, client is happy with the project, what you have developed, it is being successfully used in the client location. Okay, so when you are following your own pattern, when you are following your own style, if any issue occurs, if any problem is there, if any problem occurs while developing the project, then project development will pause, will stop. It can be for 1 day or 2 days, it will stop. Then you should find solution for that. You have to find the solution, then you can move to the next level, or next you can go further. Otherwise, what will happen there, only it will stop. Okay, so here time will waste, and like delay will be there. So you cannot deliver the project to the client within the given time or schedule. So delay is there. Okay, so in any software applications, in software development, we can see delay. Like for instead of 6 months, they may take 7 months. Okay, instead of 1 year, they may take extra 2 months. They may take. Like anywhere, we'll see delay. Okay, like for example, if you take filmmaking, so in filmmaking also, they will think like I should complete within 6 months. Like a director will think I should complete it within 6 months, but it takes time. Like for example, if you take a construction, like civil engineering, all this, like they may take, they will think like I should complete this. Okay, like if you take irrigation like projects, okay, like a construction of dam and all this, like it will takes time. Okay, but here, what I am saying here is when you work with the software projects, or when you work with other projects, okay, like a filmmaking or other projects, they will have planning, they will have a plan, they will have a perfect planning or pakka planning, and with that they will go, they will start the project. So when they start the project, they will prepare everything. So they will take permissions, they will take everything, and they will start the project. Okay, so if they have a perfect planning or pakka planning, and if they have all the permissions, and if they know what to do, then the execution is very easy. Okay, so in the same way, like when you are working with IT projects, let us say you are working on small projects, like which is for 1 month or which is for 45 days, it is the project is. If a project is a small project, and if it is for 1 month or 45 days, and if 3 4 people can do the project, okay, like 3 4 5 people can do the project, then they can follow their own pattern, and they can do the project, they can do that. Okay, but if you when we'll see no freelance programmers, like in that case, no need to follow any pattern, they can follow their own pattern and they can do it. But in IT companies, those are working on product based projects. Like in projects, we'll see product based and service based. Product based means some companies will develop the products, software products, and they will sell it to the customers, whoever wants. Service based means according to the companies or clients requirements, they will develop applications. Like most of us will get chance to work on product service based, because the client will come to them like bank or anything, and according to the client requirements, then websites or applications are developed. Okay, so when we are working on major projects, okay, like a banking or insurance or some other projects, like if it is for 6 months or 1 year or 2 years, if many people are involved in that project, like 50 members or 100 members are doing the project, and people in different locations, if they're working on the project, different locations of the company, same company, like Hyderabad, Bangalore, Pune, or somewhere else, then in that case design patterns are used. For major projects, for big projects, design patterns are mandatory. We cannot skip, we have to use it. Okay, because in a major project it will take time, and many people will work on that project. So when many people are working on that project, then in that case, like for coordination and all, for interaction and all, this design pattern is very very useful. If the project is having modules, and if the project is having sub modules, sub modules, if people are in different locations, if they are working on the same project, then in that case a design pattern is used. So when we say about Design pattern. Design pattern is a blueprint. Blueprint means we'll call it as a final print. Design pattern is a final print. Okay, so it will show how to start the project and how to complete the project successfully. It will show you all the steps, like how to do all the steps one by one. Okay, so in that case, we can do the project easily, step by step. Okay, and when we are working with this design patterns here, it will show the how to write the code, and it will show what problem is going to arise, then how to resolve the problem. Okay, so in design patterns, we are going to see, like while developing the project, what problem will arise, what issue we are going to get, then it will show how to resolve the problem. It is telling problem and solution also. Then in that case, what will happen? We can complete the project within the within the given schedule. We can complete the project. That possibility is there. But when we are following our own pattern, when we are following our own style, if any issue occurs, if any issue is there, we are responsible to solve that issue. Okay, but in design patterns, not like that. It will show what problem is going to arise, then how to resolve the problem. Okay, like when I use one particular design pattern, it will says use another design pattern to solve that error. Like it will say use another design pattern called dependence injection. One more design pattern is there, dependence injection. Use a dependence injection to solve that issue. Then we are going to solve that. Like that, we can do here. Okay, so in design patterns, here we can see MVC and MVT. So MVC means model view controller. 3 layers are there. This design pattern or this architecture is having 3 layers. Like MVC is there, 3 layers. MVC we can use in .NET, Java, PHP, Ruby on Rails, anywhere. Okay, and here in Django we are going to use MVT design pattern. MVT means model view template. So this design pattern or this architecture is having 3 layers. So those who have developed these design patterns, MVC or MVT is what? A theory part, theory. So where we are implementing in Java, .NET, PHP. In Django we are implementing. So design pattern is the theory part. That theory part we are implementing in the softwares. In softwares we are implementing. So here when we say about MVC and MVT, these are proved and successfully used in IT companies for website development. For developing the websites, these are proved and successfully used in IT companies for developing websites. Okay, so like when we take other design patterns, like they may not be very popular and they may not be successfully used in companies, IT companies for website development, but here we are using it. Okay, that's why we are saying they are very popular. All these things we are saying. Okay, so what I said now is, when you are working with major projects, when you are working on big domains like banking, insurance, then a hotel, hospital, all this, and when you are working on like if big team is there, if many people are working on that project, then design patterns are used. So with the design patterns, like project development is easy and maintenance is also easy. Development is easy, maintaining the project is also easy. So we'll see what like why how it is possible. So when we are working with this, like in MVT architecture, we can see the layers here. Layers you can see here. So in MVT architecture, here you can see this is the simple diagram of MVT. Here the actual diagram is here. So this is the actual diagram of MVT. Okay, but now we cannot discuss this. After 2-3 classes, we are going to discuss this. So here when we say here when we say MVT design pattern or MVT architecture, contains all these layers here. So here you can see model, view, template, all these are there here. Okay. So what I said before is in design patterns, with the design pattern, project development is easy and maintenance is also easy. Okay. So here you can see first layer is there, that is template. Okay. So in Django, when we say about templates, it is called as user interface. User interface, or we can say presentation layer. Presentation layer. Okay. So in templates, we are going to create HTML files. We are going to create HTML pages. So while creating HTML files or HTML pages, we are going to write HTML, CSS, then Bootstrap, jQuery, DOM, document object model, or we may use Angular, or we may use React.js. All the depends on the requirement. We can use all these in HTML file or HTML page. Template means nothing but HTML page or HTML file. So in HTML page or HTML file, we can use all the client side technologies, whatever names have listed. So and with all these, we are going to use a template tags. Template tags, or we can say template tag coding is a Jinja 2. Jinja 2 also we are going to use here. That is used to access the data from the server. Whenever you want to show data from the server in HTML pages, in HTML files, we'll use the template tags. Template tag code Jinja 2, we are going to use it. The learning template tags is very easy. You can learn easily because we'll see many examples using that. We have to use in many examples template tags, template tag coding, all these we need to use it. Okay. And here when we are working with this architecture here, layers, here you can see view is there. So view, we can call it as a business access layer, or we can say service layer, or we can say middle layer. So it is in the middle here. Okay. So here we can say business access layer or a service layer. So it is when we say business access layer, it is used to store and to maintain the values given in web pages or application. Application means website. It is used to store or to maintain the values given in web page. Web page means template, or else in the application. Okay. So here when we say view here, view means in Django, we are going to create a views.py. Views.py means Python file. Okay. So we are going to create a Python file which works as a business access layer or service layer. Okay. So in this business access or service layer, in a views, two types will be there: function based views, class based views. We can create functions in views.py, or we can create classes in views.py. We can create even classes also, that we are going to discuss. Function based views, class based views, all these we are going to discuss. And here coming to this model here. So model means it works as a data access layer or a repository layer. Data access layer. Okay. So what it will do is it will take the data from the view and it will send it to the database. Okay. So model will communicate with the database. It can be MySQL or SQL Server or Oracle database, anything. Okay. So to communicate with database, in model we are going to use ORM, object relational mapping. In Python classes, we'll use SQL commands like select, insert, update, delete, all this. But in Django, no SQL commands here. In the place of SQL commands, we'll use ORM, object relational mapping. It is Python coding only. And about ORM, we'll discuss in detail. Like a separate chapter is there for ORM. Okay. So using object relational mapping, using Python code, will communicate with the database. Okay. So here you can see three layers are there in MVT architecture or MVT framework. So when we give values in a HTML page, the values will go to views.py. From views.py, the values will go to models.py. So here model is again Python only. So models.py is there. In models.py, we'll write Python code. Python code will write. So that Python code will communicate with the database. So here values given in template will go to view. From view, the values will go to model. From model, it will go to database. Okay. So to access the data into page, then from database, values are sent to model. From here to view, from view to template. Like this, it will works. Okay. So in MVT architecture, what I said before is template means presentation layer, HTML file. So view means views.py, views.py, Python coding. And models.py is there, like data access layer. It is again Python code only. We will write Python code in these two layers. We are going to write Python code. So in a HTML file, we'll use all the client-side technologies, and we'll use a template tag coding, template tags we are going to use. All these are used in this one. Okay. So let us say in IT company, one team is doing project, a Django project. Let us say 20 members are working on this project. So when 20 members are working on this project, then work is separated here. Let us say out of the 20 members, let us say 5 members are working on templates, and 5 members are working on views, and 5 members are working on model, and the remaining 5 members can work on working with the databases, tables, and they may work with Angular, like a separate coding. If it is required, they will do that. Okay. So like rest of 5 members, they can do the other coding, Angular coding, or code related to databases, all this. Okay. So those are working on templates, they will have clarity, like what they should do in the project. Okay. Those are working on views, or those are working on model, they will have clarity, like what task is given, and what they should do it. Okay. So in Django, here in the Django project, we'll get many folders, many files, like many folders are created for templates, views, model. Folders are created. In that, we can create the files. Okay. And the integration also can be done easily. Okay. So here we don't have like separate procedure, like integrating the files. But in other languages projects, in other software projects, so integrating the code is another big task. Integrating the code, because different programmers are writing the code, so that code should be integrated. So this is another big task for the programmers, to integrate the code, so that code should work. But in MVC or MVT architecture, here we don't see integration. Like when programmers writes the code in different layers, that code will works automatically. Integration, then again doing this task, taking time, like taking few days for integration. All these issues will not be there. But in other languages, other software projects, so this issue we can see. Integration is another very big task, or it is a difficult task here. Okay. But here in MVC or MVT architecture, we can integrate easily. Like they will work. No need to do the separate procedure like integration. Like the layers can communicate with one another easily. Okay. So while doing the projects, developers will have clarity. Okay. But if a company is doing projects in some other framework or some other language, like morning when they go to office, when they start the work, they should have a meeting. Okay. And before leaving the office, again they should have another meeting, discussion, like what work that is done and what is pending. Every day they should have conference. Every day they should have meeting. Then if they have meeting, then only they can do the project. Otherwise confusion will be there, like lot of doubts will arise, all these will be there. But in MVC or MVT, without having any meetings, or without having like conferences, like without interacting with one another, whatever work that is given, they can do it easily. All these they can do it. And while working with this maintenance of the projects, so project maintenance is also easier, because if a client says like there is some problem in project, then the programmers or developers, those who are maintaining the project, easily they can diagnose, easily they can identify from where the error is coming. Okay, why? Because is everything is separated, everything is separated, so they can identify easily and they can do it. If layers are not there, like if a project is having many folders and many files, like many people are involved in the project, okay, then client says that error is there, then what the maintenance people should do? Maintenance people should check everything. For tracing the error, to identify the error, it takes time, it may take days also. But here project development is easy, maintenance is easy, because work is separated, coding or tasks is separated according to modules wise or according to layers wise, work is separated. Okay, so in major projects, when many people are involved working on design patterns, implementing design patterns, it is mandatory for the IT companies. Okay, so that is the main advantage with design patterns. So in Django, we are going to implement MVT design pattern. We are going to implement. Okay, so this is the theory part. Then we'll see how to use it. How to use MVT design pattern in projects. All these we are going to discuss. Okay, and so I'm stopping now, and tomorrow I'm not taking class, because tomorrow I'm attending for marriage. I should yesterday also I didn't take class, but tomorrow I cannot take class because tomorrow I'm attending for marriage. Okay, so tomorrow no class, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday, even Saturday also I'm going to take classes, because yesterday there is no class, tomorrow also I'm not taking. So then Thursday, Friday, even Saturday also I will take class. 3 days continuously classes will be there. Again Monday will continue with the concepts. In next class, in Thursday class, tomorrow there is no class. In Thursday class, we'll discuss about what is virtual environment, then why we should create virtual environment for Django projects, what is PIP. Okay, and then we are going to discuss about how to install Django, then how to install the project. Yeah, we will discuss. Please wait. So here, how to install Django project, how to create project, how to create a website, how to run the server, web server. Like all these we are going to discuss in Thursday class. In day after tomorrow's class, we are going to discuss all this. Like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all these classes are very interesting, because we are going to discuss about what files are there in the project, what files are there in the application, then how to write the code, execute, then how to install Sublime IDE. Like if you are using PyCharm, or if you are using some other IDEs, you can use it, but I'm going to use Sublime. That idea I'm using for Django projects. If you are using Atom or if you are using PyCharm, you can continue with that. Okay. So regarding, see, in my classes, the classes will be very good. Like I will explain Django in an easy way, so you will not feel like it is very difficult, because step by step notes I'm giving. I will give you the example step by step. Every day I will send you the notes and recorded video I will send. So regarding a practice, you don't have any problem. Okay, you can use PyCharm if you are having, you can use it. And regarding fees and all, please talk to online team. Like regarding the previous demo, first demo, if you want to see, ask for the link. They will send you the link. Ask for if you want to discuss about the fees, please talk to online team. They will communicate with you. So my classes will be very interesting, and it will be easy for you to learn Django with project. Okay, so I'm stopping now. Next class is on Thursday. Thursday we are going to continue with the other concept. Thursday, Friday, Saturday classes will be there. Okay, so any doubts, students? Okay, then I'm signing off. Okay, next class is on Thursday, day after tomorrow.